Hi, my name is Sasha. Welcome to my office. So, I'm here to talk to you about this little zine called Dangerous Gifts Using Internal Family Systems to Channel Your Madness and Transform Your Life. I wrote this thing and it got published a couple weeks ago by Microcosm, and I have no idea if anyone's reading it. I'm really excited about people reading it. But there's this is kind of the the little book that I would have written if I could go back in time and find my 18-year-old self who was like running through the streets mad, um, just to convince him that maybe he wasn't as crazy as he thought, but he needed to catch some sleep. Um, so, basically, I spend my days talking to people who are in all kinds of interesting states of mind, and this is just it's like a bunch of little tools and like ways of thinking about things. So, there's a chapter called opening and closing the doors of perception from psychedelics to antipsychotics, which is all about drugs and ways of thinking about drugs. And there's a section called Truman's Show Syndrome: Broadcasting and Sensitivity, which is like, I think I think this shit is really interesting. I mean, it's like, ideally, I'm going to write a much longer book, but you could just like get this from Microcosm and get the basic ideas, and I don't know, give you a lot to think about. And there's actually a whole section at the end called Bringing People Together: A Guide to Honest and Meaningful Discussions. And the whole idea is that these are the kinds of things that are really useful to get together with other people and talk about. So I'm just going to read you the introduction. It's like a page and a half, and then we'll be on our way. Okay, so introduction: a call for a new approach. The way we understand and treat mental health is shifting. The old biopsychiatric model, in which mental health issues are viewed as mere chemical imbalances in the brain, is increasingly being questioned. While this approach has helped some, it often misses the broader context of our struggles, the personal stories and collective realities that shape who we are. Mental health is not just about brain chemistry. It's deeply tied to our relationships, communities, and the larger society that we inhabit. For many, what is labeled as mental illness is often a response to overwhelming stress, trauma, or feeling alienated in a world that doesn't fully understand or support them. These experiences can be isolating, and a system narrowly focused on medication or cognitive behavioral strategies can sometimes deepen that sense of disconnection. And let's face it, the world is fucking exploding all around us, and we're all losing our minds. So, what if we saw these struggles differently? Instead of problems to fix, what if we recognize them as signals? Our minds and bodies trying to heal, adapt, or resist something that isn't working? What if we created space for people to explore their experiences without rushing to medication as the primary solution? To truly support those in emotional or mental distress, we need a broader perspective. Emotions, thoughts, and behaviors are shaped by a combination of factors, including relationships, past experiences, social systems, and our internal worlds, such as our innate dispositions, family history, and the way we interpret and respond to our experiences. Supporting mental health requires creating safe, supportive spaces where people can make sense of their struggles rather than being funneled into treatments focused solely on symptom management. This approach draws on a long tradition of questioning the status quo, blending the wisdom of earlier social and psychological movements with emerging frameworks like internal family systems, or IFS. It opens the door to a conversation about what healing can truly look like and how we can build systems that embrace the complexity of the human experience. Your journey is your own, and it unfolds one step at a time. A diagnosis doesn't define you, it's just one way of naming an experience that's far more complex, meaningful, and personal than any label can ever capture. You're not just someone living with a disorder. You're someone with a rich, evolving story, one that carries strength, insight, and potential. Even in moments when you feel alone or overwhelmed, you're not without power. The experiences you're going through, no matter how difficult, hold clues about the kind of life you're being called to create. Healing's not just about erasing the parts of you that feel broken, it's about understanding them, listening to what they're trying to tell you, and finding ways to transform the pain into growth. It's also about connection, finding others who've walked similar paths and learning from their stories, just as they can learn from yours. Together, we can start to rewrite the story of what mental health means, creating space for connection, creativity, and a deeper understanding of what it means to be human. In these pages, I'll offer you tools, perspectives, and ideas to help make sense of your journey and discover the unique path that's waiting for you. So there's the introduction. So here we go. Dangerous Gifts. Get yourself a copy. I'll put a link in the link here somewhere, and you can check it out. I'll come back too. I'll read some more chapters out of it. It's nice for me to be able to do this. Sometimes I feel like I'm just like a crazy guy alone in my office. There's like no one else here. Who am I talking to? Am I talking to anyone? He's just talking to himself. But you know, if you write me a message, just help me remember that I'm not as alone as I sometimes feel. Okay. Goodbye. Have a great day, night, weekend. Goodbye.